If you want to make a hood, there are different shapes. First of all, you've got to finish your front and back just by the shoulder. You put that aside. Then you got here your hood. This one is with a dart, and it's not always like that. You can do it in many different ways, and you can find patterns in many different ways. Now I've just drawn this so you can see it. Then I made this one with a facing at front. But let's just get started. The first thing we're going to do is to stitch our dart and to fold it properly so it's, if we catch the line at the other side, so I'm sure it's okay. Like this. So I'm just going to start stitching the dart. Now I have stitched both my darts. I stitched my hoodie together in the curve in the back, and of course I can overlock it. I just skipped that part. Instead of doing it separately and just iron it, because then it's going to get a really odd look up here, I just decided to fold it to one side and make a top stitching, so I keep it down. Now the hood is ready for ironing, and you've got to be aware that all depending on your pattern, as you can see here, my pattern, there is too much here if I fold my dart to the back. So in this case the pattern is made to have the darts folded to the front when I iron this. Then it's in line down here. Now I put it aside together with my front and back, and here is my facing. My facing are supposed to be placed here in the front. So I start at the top, and let's just check as if I'm doing it right. Yes, I am. So I start here at the top and stitch it together so I get a whole line like this. Of course you could as well have folded it up here so it was all in one, but if you think about it in a industrial way, it's often done like this because this takes a lot of fabric. If you have it in two pieces, it's easier to put it in between when you cut it. So that's the difference. But of course, if you do it just for yourself, it's a different cause. Then I stitch it 1 centimeter. And it's time for ironing and assemble these things. Now before getting further, I have to decide how I would like my finish. I can just put it like this, here, right against right, seams upon each other, and fold it inside and just have an overlock in here. I could as well have it folded so I get a nice line where it's not possible to see. If I fold it, I'm always ironing the seam allowance before continuing, and that is the way I'm going to do this one. So I'm just going to iron again. Make sure you put it right. So if you got here how it's supposed to look, this line here is your inside. So now I'm just going to fold it and iron it, so it's much easier to work with. And you see, now I ironed it, And now it's time to place it. So I place it here at the front, right against right, and pin it so the seams are upon each other, and make it follow the edge all the way down like this, and stitch it again 1 centimeter. If it's super curvy, you only got to use 1/2 centimeter, but mine is not that much, so 1 centimeter, but otherwise only 1/2 centimeter. Now stitch it. Make sure that your seams are still folded in the right position. And all the way down. And you see, now we got the facing, so we can put it in here. Before doing that, I'm ironing again. As you might have seen in my videos, I spend a lot of time preparing, because that's a huge part of a beautiful finish. So now I iron again. Now it's ironed. And you see, now I've got a nice edge here. Now it's possible for me to do a top stitching around and make sure that the seam is at the top, so it won't be seen as such. So I just put it like this, and we're nearly there. This is part of the last thing about these. So let's go here and now top stitch it. Remember, top stitching are always from the front, because that's where machine stitches are nicest. So I stitch it here 2 millimeter from the edge. And I think I'll just make it a little bit longer so it looks even more professional. So I just stitch it in the edge. So now you see I got the nice edge here on my hoodie. Now I've got the inside, and the reason why I folded it was that I don't want the seam to be seen, and I want the top stitch from here. So now place my pins to keep it like this, and we've got to do the top stitching in a second. But as you can see, I set in the pins from the front, because as I just told you, all stitches are nicest if they're done from the front. And now we got ourselves a little problem. We can't see the back side. I might, because this is white, but in other colours it might not be possible. So I'm just going to give you a little idea how to do that. And the last pin. So now we are ready for top stitching. Now, when you got your machine, some people might have this kind of ruler that they can attach to the machine. Mine is set in here, and I can put in the ruler. There is also these lines, but maybe at a time you have chosen something different, and if you don't have the ruler, I'm just going to show you what to do. So turn the wrong side out of it and see where do I want my stitches. Here. Then I buy these colourful tape, which I just buy cheap whenever I can find it, because now I can put on my machine a little piece, because it's easily taken away afterwards. And then it's time to stitch it from the right side and use this one as my ruler. So start like this. And follow this one. Don't look up the needle, follow your line. And now you can catch the seam properly at the back, and you can get a nice straight seam, so it won't look as if you were drunk while you were stitching this. So you see, this is super easy and a smart way of doing. And you see, now I've got a super nice, so you see now I've got the super nice stitching straight, and if I turn it around I actually caught my facing all the way. So now when I'm done, I just take off this thing, throw it away, and it's ready for whatever. And now it's just a matter of setting in your hoodie, because here it is, as nice as can be. And how you do that, you can either do it with the facing in the neckline or whatever, but this is just how to make a hoodie with darts and facing inside. Did you like what you just seen, and do you want to learn more? Then subscribe. I'll constantly develop and upload new things, all based upon the professional way of sewing. All the best from me, and good luck with your work.